it'll be Craig in an empty room, which was my
I
life.
I love the production value of Dub Dub.
Just me sitting in an empty room talking to a screen and a camera. That's my life.
Man, we're past halfway through July. It's possible
I missed
we
2020.
could have an Apple
it's
event.
Almost over.
I know. We could have an Apple event in less than 2 months, Nick.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
No?
No.
It's not happening in 2 months? When is it going to happen?
I haven't been up to snuff on the leaks, but last I checked, the iPhone 12 was significantly delayed due to coronavirus and now the trade war and / Cold War that's going on. But we got
is the iPhone 10, but the event was in September.
Exactly. Well, okay. I think
I'd still
Apple
count on a September event.
I think it's coming out in mid-October regardless of what happens in the world at this point.
I'm sure it'll come out later on, but I still think the event would be September.
I think it would be prudent of them, just like they waited 2 or 3 weeks for Dub Dub. They pushed Dub Dub 2 or 3 weeks back. I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed the iPhone event 2 or 3 weeks back.
I wouldn't either, but it's still September. Because normally it's like the first
or
second
September
Tuesday of the
30th
month.
Or whatever. Like, that's barely
September. That's in like 2 months.
Okay, fine.
It's coming up.
You're right, Drew.
It's happening.
You're so right. You're always right. You're the YouTuber here who knows all of the leaks.
I could be wrong. I'm just saying it's coming up. We got less than a quarter to go for our next all online.
Either they'll do it the 29th or the 6th, because launch day is normally on the third Friday of the month, right? Which would be the 18th, which is, by the way, my birthday. So if that happens, it'll be Tim's special gift to me on my birthday.
Just Nick. How about
Nick?
just an iPhone to Nick and no one else?
Please, let's do that. I'll be the only one with an iPhone 12 Pro Max, XDR display, X Plus. Yeah,
all of the things.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed it back to the event to the 22nd or 29th and not release the phones until either the 25th or the 2nd of October.
There were a few supply chains claiming they were ready to release on schedule. So I'm going to guess 2 of the iPhones come out in October and maybe another 2 in November.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess.
They've done this before.
Yeah,
the 10R was in October.
Yeah.
And the iPhone 10 was in November, whereas the iPhone 8s were in September. There was actually 2 months between those launches, despite them both being unveiled at the same time.
Why was the 10R delayed?
I think it had something to do with the new liquid retina displays. They were not really building those the prior year, so it was kind of a new supply chain they had to set up. And so they were a little bit low on supply at first, but they caught up because it ended up outselling everything. But yeah, they're not afraid to announce stuff a couple months early because I think Apple's very happy with the timing of. Oh no, you need to get tested. You just stick the Apple Pencil way up. No, Apple's very happy with the hype built in September. People come out, well, maybe not this year, but people are excited for the rollout. People buy them, they talk about them, and then there's all types of news articles and YouTubers talking about the new iPhone right before the holidays, which is when everyone decides to buy all kinds of stuff, and that includes the new iPhone. So I think they like the way the releases have been in the past. That's why they've done September so many years in a row now. So I think there's something about announcing it in September that they like, that they want to stick to. Black Friday, that kind of thing.
I don't know.
It might delay it a little, but Dub Dub was still in June. It was later than usual, but it was still June. So that's how I see it. Could be instead of the first Tuesday, it could be like the last Tuesday or something like that.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Do you think it'll be another one of these virtual ones, or do you think they'll have a limited amount of press? Okay.
Nope, I don't think they'll do any press, physical presence. I think
okay, it was fine when it was all software because everyone got the betas, and got to play with it. But I don't think a lot of their press comes from the hands-on that these YouTubers do. So, I mean, it's possible. I guess they could do more, pre-release units that are what is it called?
True. They've done that.
Yeah, just send them out to Marquez and the like.
Yeah, all the YouTubers get them a little bit early, and then
Yeah.
could make their videos on them. Honestly, we might actually get better hands-on content because now the YouTubers get to
We'll
use
get
them
to
a
see
little.
Steve Jobs Theater.
Yeah. We don't have to. No, they'll be at the Steve Jobs Theater. Just no one will be there.
Yeah, it'll be Craig in an empty room,
Yeah,
which was my
I
life.
love
now.
the production value of Dub Dub.
Just me sitting in an empty room talking to a screen and a camera. That's my life. Thanks, Craig.
That's all Apple is going to be in the future. There's less and less meetups, but yeah, with the rise of cases and Apple now re-shutting down a bunch of Apple stores, they are the company that will be overly cautious. And even if cases are going down in September, they still will do it online just to be safe. They don't like that look. Even if it was like minimal press, they wouldn't like that look it would give. So I think they're still gonna do a whole online, just like they did Dub Dub with the live stream, but everything's well edited. Ooh, they could be working on it right now. Come to think of it. What if they're like, how long does it take them to film this thing? Maybe they'll film
Craig
it next month.
talked about
or
that
something.
on the Waveform podcast very briefly, and he was like, in May or something is kind of when they decided that they were going to do it virtually, and they were trying to be creative about how they could, do something a little bit different. And I think he said like the beginning of the June is when they shot it, and then like he was watching it at home 2 weeks later with his kids. I'll have to re-listen to that. Someone correct me in the comments, but
so it was only a couple of weeks worth of editing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
man,
I'm sure they spent
that's kind of amazing
millions on that, but that was pretty.
I wonder
slick.
if that whole online presentation is more or less expensive than a in-person one.
Probably less expensive, honestly. If you're not
I mean,
counting
more
the
camera
use of
work.
Yeah, it's not like they're buying
And
those cameras. Like they're contracting out some, Nathan type cinematographer, whoever already has a bunch of cool cameras.
But like a in-person event, all of the cameras are planted basically and on predetermined. They don't move, and it's just a live stream. Someone cuts between all the angles, and that's about it. After it's done, it's done. But with this, it's like lots of editing with those drone shots between the different parts of the building and all the moves and Craig sliding in to the angles and
we can't
all
forget Kevin
takes.
dancing.
Yeah, get the Kevin dance every time, as well as those giant displays they had to have behind them.
Yeah, those displays were pretty impressive.
Yeah, all that stuff moved around. I bet. Yeah, I think you're right. I bet it's still cheaper.
Because with an in-person event, they feed everyone breakfast. They have, 1,000 Apple employees or something are doing crowd control and, doing the hands-on demo stuff. And
right, true.
So they're not going to have any of those, salaries to pay or whatever. And the behind the scenes of, I don't know if you've looked at the architecture of the Steve Jobs Theater in depth, which I definitely haven't, but like behind the stage, there's like double the size of the actual Steve Jobs Theater where everyone sits. There's like the backstage area, and there's like 20 or 30 people that are just running the presentation, like just in the back. And it's not the audio people, it's just like the projector people and the person who, there's like some people in the underneath the stage that raise and lower that little stand that comes out of the ground.
Oh,
and
right.
Like there's just so much production value that goes into the backside of it that requires more manpower because it's live and you have to have more bodies. But when they do it pre-recorded, they don't have to. It's one guy with a camera boom and Craig,
True.
or maybe an audio guy too. But it's not as, the production value is higher, but it's not as big of a production.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm fine with either. I'm okay with another online event because we had that one for software. Now let's have one for hardware. And then hopefully maybe next year we can go back to live streams. But I guess it'll depend on how the world is burning by that point. We'll find out. We don't know at this point. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to keep doing online stuff.
Wow, that was such a good YouTube video. I am so glad that I pulled this clip out of our full hour and 15-minute show that we publish every single week. There's one for EV and one for technology. That's 2 hours and 30 minutes of content that you can watch every week. That's not including the Twitch streams and the space podcasts that sometimes make their way onto this channel. This channel is the definitive channel for Tailosive fans. people might think that tech or maybe productions are the channels to subscribe to, but no, this is the right channel to subscribe to. I really hope Drew doesn't see this.